Ultimately, the legislature does have oversight because the legislature can always pass statutes that change what the authorities do. The authorities are supposed to be somewhat independent of politics, but ultimately they are answerable to the legislature. And if something is going on with respect to the tolls that's inappropriate, I would agree that the legislature should step in.
Ms. Whalen.
Yes, I think I even believed it 2 years ago, but the Thruway Authority, I really would push to have it merge with the New York State Department of Transportation. The Thruway Authority clearly has had some difficulty managing its funds. Since 2005, it's increased taxes, I believe, every year since 2005. And their latest escapade is to increase or charge a tax of 45% on large-scale trucks in the trucking industry. And this type of tax increase is really egregious. It is basically a consumer tax. If they raise the tax that much on the trucking industry, we'll lose jobs, we'll lose trucking companies, won't stay here. They'll start to take back roads. The roads will become decrepit and in a state of disrepair, which is another county unfunded mandate on county and property tax payers. And I would agree they should definitely oversee it.
Ms. Whalen, do you support campaign finance reform?
Yes, I would definitely support campaign finance reform, but I would support it only if the taxpayer were not burdened with having to pay the high cost of running for political office. Currently, there is a bill that is out there where you would check a box on your income tax return and you could give $5 towards campaign finance. And the concern is that there's so much special interest money in these campaigns that if we could just have it financed by another alternative, we wouldn't have such a high incumbency rate. People would have a more fair shot at getting elected who were better leaders than some of the others that have been in the legislature for a long time because the special interests and others are funding their campaigns. So I would support campaign finance reform, but I don't want to see the bill stuck to the taxpayer. And I think all of the assembly races in this whole state could cost around $90 million. So I don't think that the taxpayer should get one more bill. And when I'm in the legislature, that's what I'll be mindful of.
Mr. Steck.
Yes, I support campaign finance reform. I ultimately support public financing of campaigns. You know, these races are both funded on my opponent's side by the Republican Assembly Campaign Committee and the State Republican Party. On my side by the Democratic Assembly Campaign Committee and the Democratic Party. There's no difference there. They raise lots and lots of money to fund candidates. And by the way, RAC, the Republican Assembly Campaign Committee, works with the Minority Leader Brian Cole, who himself did not speak out on the Vito Lopez scandal. Mr. Cole said that, in fact, it wasn't a very, very important issue and people were more concerned with other things. Immediately when this occurred, we said that Lopez should resign, and I've taken the same exact position as Governor Cuomo, which is that J-Code should investigate this thing, and if there's wrongdoing on the part of the Speaker, then the Speaker's resignation should be on the table at that time.
Mr. Steck, next question.